Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome back to our channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that the video is going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine, as you can see. Kisumu is fantastic, and maybe you could also let me know where you're watching the video from, the county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. Ladies and gentlemen, something very interesting happened yesterday, and I was actually shocked. Oscar Sudi launched an attack on Rigathi Gachagua on his official Facebook page.
Wamunyoro, please don't talk about 2007, 2008. It seems you don't know what you are saying. Watu wetu walipitia mambo haitawahi rudiwa katika taifa la Kenya. Omba kura, tafuta namna yoyote. Tusi William Ruto, tusi Oscar Sudi, tusi Shungwa Kimani Shungwa, tusi everybody. Ropoka vile unaongea ara hata kwa mdomo. Lakini usiongee maneno 2007, 2008. You are becoming too reckless. Yaani unaongea vitu zingine za ajabu sana. You're not a leader, you are stupid. Hata unasema ati 2027 elections sijui ikifanyika nini. Wewe my friend, hata utawahi kuwa chairman wa DIP. Mambo yako iliisha. That's why you are after him. Chunga sana ulimi. Sisi viongozi ndio tunachochea wananchi. Sisi viongozi ndio tunaongea matope kushinda hata wananchi. Sasa wewe unaongoza nani na hiyo ujinga yote uko naye? Be careful wewe wa Munyoro. And don't be stupid. Na wewe umeenda nyumbani one way. Very stupid.
The mood in the country.
Yeah.
If that IBC tries to mess with the election,
okay,
there will be no country here. 207 will look like a Christmas party. I can tell you. And I want to implore those commissioners to be Kenyans, to be patriotic, and not to attempt to force William Ruto on the people of Kenya. It will not work. The people of Kenya will not accept it. People want change, and they are ready for change. Indeed, they are impatient. The 2 years is too far away.
And this is how Oscar Sudi captioned that particular post. Wamunyoro, out of all the verbal diarrhea that comes from your mouth, don't bring talks of a repeat of 2007, 2008 post-election violence. It's a history that we can never allow to repeat. Your loose and careless mouth justifies your half-term ouster. Now, if you go through the comments on this post, because the comments came fast and furious. Right now, 7,400 people have actually commented on this post, which means it was highly interactive. But the fact that majority of those posts were actually just attacking Oscar Sudi means something somewhere was wrong. I know you are wondering why Oscar Sudi launched that attacks on Rigathi Gachagua. The previous day, Rigathi Gachagua was on Obina TV. And Rigathi Gachagua issued stern warning to William Ruto and IBC over any attempt to rig the 2027 presidential elections. And he warned that should that rigging happen, then what we witnessed in 2007 was going to look like a Christmas party.
He knows. IBC has been reconstituted. Josphat Nanok, the Deputy Chief of Staff, is reportedly close to the IBC chair. Is this going to compromise the 2027 election?
He is not close to the IBC chair.
Yeah.
He was his employee. He was an attorney at the county of Turkana, where Nanok was governor. So ni mtu yake. Na ndio amemletea William Ruto akuwe chairman. So basically, IBC will be run from State House. But nothing much will change. I want to tell you. It doesn't matter. Okay. Even if William Ruto appointed Farouk Kibet as chairman of IBC. Yeah? Or Oscar Sudi as chairman of IBC. He'll still lose. The vote against William Ruto, the margin will be so huge, I can tell you. Nobody can do anything about it. The only folly is if the commissioners refuse to organize an election. They fail to fill the ballot boxes, the ballot papers, and to ensure there is order. But as long as they make sure the polling stations are open on time, there are ballot papers, and the counting is done at the polling station, the rest is a mathematical exercise of adding, tallying.
So you believe the IBC is going to conduct a fair election?
I'm not sure what they'll do, but I'm saying the mood in the country.
Yeah. If you're gauging
If that IBC tries to mess with the election,
okay,
there will be no country here. 207 will look like a Christmas party. I can tell you. And I want to implore those commissioners to be Kenyans, to be patriotic, and not to attempt to force William Ruto on the people of Kenya. It will not work. The people of Kenya will not accept it. People want change, and they are ready for change. Indeed, they are impatient. The 2 years is too far away.
That was a huge political statement from Rigathi Gachagua. In this video, I want us to look at two things. The first thing I want us to look at is why Oscar Sudi decided to attack Rigathi Gachagua, especially after that comment on 2007 being a Christmas party. And number two, why the Rigathi Gachagua supporters responded ruthlessly to Oscar Sudi the way they did on his official Facebook page. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, let us give credit where it deserves. Rigathi Gachagua has so far played the best politics. In fact, he's a better version of William Ruto. For those who remember, William Ruto decided to do one thing. He decided to look for Jalango TV at that time, and he was hosted by Jalango at that time. Rigathi Gachagua has decided, let me now look for the main guy now, Obina. And the show exploded. In fact, anybody who's been following Rigathi Gachagua's politics is actually following William Ruto's script one by one. From the way Ruto dealt with Uhuru Kenyatta, that's exactly how Rigathi Gachagua is dealing with William Ruto. But let us not get into that for now. For now, let us focus on why Oscar Sudi launched that attacks. Number one, there is now a very strong fear that the Kalenjins and the Kikuyus might actually start tension. Remember, and this is why the 2008-2007 reference is not sitting well with most of them. Remember, in 2007, it was Kibaki versus Raila. Raila was being supported by Ruto. Raila won, Kibaki stole the victory. But there was the fear amongst the Kikuyu nation that if Kibaki lost the presidency, then they were going to be victimized, the usual propaganda. So they ended up defending the presidency. And one of the players at that time was Uhuru Kenyatta, under at that time, was it Mungiki, who retaliated. And because there were some historical issues, it happened the way it happened. So the Kalenjin and the Kikuyu nation came together, and they've been working together until the day Rigathi Gachagua was then now impeached. And when Rigathi Gachagua was impeached, he made that impeachment to appear as if it was the Kikuyu nation who were being impeached from government. And that was good politics for him. So right now, Rigathi Gachagua has formed this party, and the Kikuyus are trooping to that party. And according to Oscar Sudi and the rest, there is no way William Ruto will lose the elections, because they didn't just come to Nairobi to win the elections and let it go. And that is exactly what Rigathi is warning. So there's that fear. And that's why Oscar Sudi responded the way he did. The second reason why Oscar Sudi attacked Rigathi was because of that party which he launched. The truth of the matter is that Rigathi Gachagua is a very shrewd politician. He launched a party, actually unveiled it. Nothing much happened. Then he promised Kenyans that, we are going to now officially launch the party on 4th June. And we've seen even the billboards being destroyed, which means this party is giving William Ruto and his allies serious political headache. Remember, Oscar Sudi don't just speak. Oscar Sudi is actually the political mouthpiece of William Ruto. So he's actually expressing William Ruto's fear for this party. And importantly, why Oscar Sudi attacked Rigathi is because of the warning to IBC. IBC was reconstituted. New commissioners were appointed. And if you were to scan those new commissioners, you will actually link most of them to William Ruto, which means William Ruto's intentions are clear. And that is why Rigathi Gachagua issued that warning. Oscar Sudi knows that Kenyans can be easily triggered to oppose any election results if a perception was going to be created that these commissioners are allied to Rigathi Gachagua. So that's why Oscar Sudi launched those attacks. But the biggest question is, why are Kenyans angered by Oscar Sudi? Because I know even those Kenyans who attacked Oscar Sudi, even if you were to ask them whether Kenyans should allow themselves to go back to 2007, 2008 post-election violence, 90% of them will tell you no. Which means to some extent what Oscar Sudi said had some substance. But because of the way he posted it, the politics, Kenyans reacted that way. The reason Kenyans reacted that way is because, number one, there is a rage against Kenya Kwanza government. In fact, if there's one thing we should worry William Ruto, and I think the NIS advised him, and at some point even the military guy came and warned Kenyans against it. The Ruto must go. That rallying call was massive. Now, there's another one which is coming up, one term. So, Kenyans are very angry and bitter with William Ruto. And anybody who appears to be supporting William Ruto is actually finding their wrath. That is what has happened here. Number two, I think there's a strong Wamunyoro wave, the Gachagua's wave in this country. You can argue that it's confined to the mountain. But the truth is, Mount Kenya is big. They have the numbers. So their numbers can easily be mobilized. The truth is, in my view, I think Rigathi Gachagua is investing on communications. If not, then I think Kenyans are now willing to do anything within their powers to ensure that William Ruto is actually dealt with. Ladies and gentlemen, lastly, I think it's about the momentum. The 2027 presidential elections momentum is already up there. Unless William Ruto will come up with a counter strategy, if you want, I can assure him and his supporters that if they are not careful, then William Ruto is likely to become a one-term president. So that momentum is what we are witnessing. Kenya is already changing gear into the campaign mood. I don't know why, because for me, I think it's still very early. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.